Welcome to Wine Chats with Billi Lyndsey.
Billy, I'm lonely. Come join me on The Nightly.
Hey girl,
Oh, God.
what's up? Let's get guilty.
Wow. We're going to be talking about mum guilt that we feel because it is so real. Yeah. Did you notice that?
No. What?
What? I was a poet.
I wasn't here. I wasn't really listening. What happened?
She never does.
She said something.
We're
It was
gonna-
really funny. Oh my God, you're amazing. Let's drink.
Story of her life. She never listens to me.
It's true.
Now, Billy, what people should listen to me about is the Lyndsey wine. These guys are amazing. We love them. We've drank them heaps on here because we just love them so much. They save the ocean. So they remove plastic from the ocean, recycle it. They've removed equivalent of 26 million, over 26 million
Yes.
plastic bottles from the ocean.
And this is what I love about them. Like they literally get in the gun. I want to go traveling with them so I can pull out gunk from the oceans because it seems like so satisfying, but like so sad because it's in there to begin with. So do you want me to get the glasses? Because I'm feeling like she wants me to be quiet. And
Do something productive. I mean, picking plastic out of the ocean would be productive too.
I love that Lyndsey has red wine glasses and white wine glasses.
She makes fun of me every time, and
Makes
I'm
all the
like,
difference.
it absolutely does. You would drink your wine out of just a water
Cups.
glass.
Yeah. Mugs.
Embarrassing.
I bought some recently, actually, like white wine glasses and red wine glasses, and I took them home all proud, and I showed my husband, and he was like, "Why? Like what? Now we have 12 wine glasses. Like we don't even drink that much wine."
Or wine at all. This is a Shiraz
Oh, cheers!
in a lovely red wine glass because that's
is
the way
beautiful.
people do it. It's so dark and like juicy looking.
Don't
Billy.
you just want to swim in it?
No.
See how clean it looks because there's no plastic in there. I'm here for the mum guilt.
Yum.
Surely we've all felt it, right?
Who hasn't?
I've
Absolutely. Who
Oh,
hasn't?
seriously. I remember a couple of times I've driven here on a Thursday and I've felt so sick to my stomach because of the guilt that I've felt.
Yeah.
Now, whether it's like missing out on school events, the most recent thing that I came here, I just remember it so specifically being like, I am the worst. When I dropped the kids off to school and Eve had come home, my big one had come home with a little badge, little school counselor badge because she got to be a school counselor.
Yeah.
And then she just dropped off, just as I was about to, like she was about to go off into school and I dropped her off. She said something like, "Oh yeah, the assembly was on Monday." And like it was on Monday. And I was like,
it was on
it
Monday.
was on Monday. And
Yeah.
I missed it by days.
Yeah.
I completely missed it. And I felt so sick to my stomach because I wanted to see her get up there. It was like one of those, she had changed over from being in the junior assembly to being in the senior assembly. So it was on the wrong day for me. I went running that morning. I didn't even think to stay for the assembly. It wasn't even in my, anyway, I felt so bad.
Yeah. It took forever for you to actually stop talking about it. And not in a bad way, but like it was hanging on.
It was eating
for
at
ages.
me. Because I just think of her little face and how proud she would have been and how I should have been there to see, I could cry now, like how I should be there.
Yeah.
To see her proud little face.
Yeah.
Like accept the thing that she worked so hard for. She wrote a little speech to be this counselor. So she had to give the speech. I don't think she gave the speech at the assembly.
Oh, I was going to say you missed her.
No, but I just think like she had worked hard to get to this thing and then she would have been proud as punch. And I come to those assemblies. I come to all of those things when they tell me.
Yeah.
But nobody told me and I should have known, but I didn't because I suck.
Question, if you know Billy, did anybody tell you and you just didn't read it? Just saying.
No.
No. Okay. Oh, well, that's
No.
school
True
communication.
story. No.
Okay.
They absolutely
Yeah.
did not tell me. There
Yeah.
was nothing. I mean, maybe there was. Who knows? We will never know.
We won't. Let's just go with you didn't know. But it is true. Like,
Oh.
and it hangs with you forever. And I'm going to say something not to be disrespectful or judgy towards fathers, but I really don't think dads feel,
No.
or most dads,
Yeah.
majority of dads, however you want to say it, feel the severity of the guilt that moms
Yes.
do. I
Yes.
really, really don't. And I think it's just the way our wiring is. Like we created these people, and especially considering moms like us,
Yes.
we do go to.
Well, we've got the time. Like you said, like we
everything.
stay at home mums, we can totally do it. So it's
Exactly.
not, when I do miss out on something and then I kept replaying in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, I went running.
Yeah,
Like,
horrible.
like how is that even significant in comparison to being there for my child? Like I felt sick to my stomach.
and the thing is Eve okay?
Oh, she's fine.
She's
doing
fine.
great. But I also think there was a part of her that was like, oh, but you missed it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that makes it, I'm glad she didn't say anything to me because I can't even like say it enough to her because I feel like if I tell her how shit I am, then she's going to realize
Yeah. Oh no, you don't
know what I
bring it
mean?
up to them. Oh no,
But it's almost like I have to bring it up sometimes to repent or something, and then it just makes everybody feel worse.
Well, you just say sorry. Oh, sorry, honey girl, I wasn't there.
That's-
you know, oopsie. Because for me, whenever there's been a situation, like I literally lay in bed, like
Yes.
99% of the other moms do, going, oh my God, I can't wait for morning time to just hug my babies
Yes.
and like make them know that I love them still, even though I
Yes.
like feel so guilty over something. Meanwhile,
So
they were
true.
snoozing away in bed in the morning. They won't even remember. They don't even know why I'm upset.
Totally.
But it literally eats at you.
It eats at you. It keeps you up at night. It's like, did I do good enough today?
Yeah.
Was I like, when, you know, if something was to happen to them tomorrow, was I a good enough mother?
Yeah.
Like those kind of things that like literally plague you. Like they will keep us up at night.
Yeah.
The other thing I felt really guilty about, and this is another little situation.
Oh God.
We went away to the snow, whatever. It doesn't, that part is not even significant, okay? But there was snow there. So we went out to the pub this one night, and my daughter's very tiny, and so my friend just grabbed her by the arms, lifted her up so she can see over the counter or whatever. And anyways, she was being a little bit dramatic, as kids are in general. And she was like, ow, my arm hurts, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, my friend is like a big guy, but he's not like, he's not a bone crusher, like chill out, whatever. And because there was some like, kids fighting or whatever, I'm like, oh, she's just being dramatic and she's, you know.
Right.
Anyway, so we go home that night. She's like, oh my God, my arm hurts. I'm like, again, like, can we just chill out on the like drama? Like, calm down, go to sleep. You'll be right. And so she picks up and everything's fine and whatever. Fine. She wakes up the next morning and her fingers are swollen.
Oh.
Like something is wrong with her arm.
Oh no.
And she was trying to tell us. She would have been like 4, 5 at the time. She would have been so small.
Yeah.
And she was trying to say to us, my arm hurts, but we, nothing. So anyway, try to twist it around. She couldn't even move it. Like her hand was swollen. It was probably something was wrong.
It was the whole night of it like festering with
Can
inflammation.
you imagine? Anyway, long story short, we were in this really tiny town. We had to take her to 2 different hospitals because the regional hospital didn't have like an x-ray machine. So I had to take her to a different hospital.
I'm sorry. That should be an episode in itself. Whether you're regional or not. X-ray
They
machine.
didn't have an x-ray machine. It was a really tiny hospital. So I had to drive her like an hour away to a different hospital. Oh my God. And so the lady puts her arm down and to like x-ray. Now, again, watching your baby, knowing you didn't believe that there was something wrong with her to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, and just watching her go through this process. And she put her little arm out on the x-ray machine. And then they were like, okay, beep, 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 beep. And then they were like, okay, turn the arm around. So she was like, I can't. And she's screaming and she's crying and she can't turn her arm around. But eventually she gets it turned around and they take the x-ray or whatever. And then the lady in the back who's like looking at the picture, she goes, normally when we like, if there's like this type of injury and they turn their arm around, actually you should just fix it because the bones have just like overlapped each other. So when they're so small, their bones are all soft and whatever. Yeah. So when they like she twists her arm, technically that maybe should have fixed it. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And May's outside crying because she's, again, like a 5-year-old and sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, May, how's your arm? And she's like, it went away. Her arm got fixed. Anyway, that's not a mum guilt story, but as in like, that's just a little.
I'm baffled. I didn't know
the bones crossed over. So when she actually twisted her arm, they unlocked it.
How magical.
2 hospitals. I could have just asked her to twist her arm.
Exactly.
Right?
At the hotel room.
I could have saved myself literally like 5 hours of stress.
Oh my God. Okay.
But just that level, like how many times have your kids said to you, I'm not well, or I have a headache or whatever, and you just shush them away because you're like, get over it. Do you not do that? Really?
No,
you believe your kids every time?
No,
stop it.
course
I'm
not.
like, stop it.
Of course not. No, absolutely not. Of course you send them to school. And then
and when they start vomiting all over the place, that's when you pick them up.
And then the next day when they're like actually sick, you're like, oh shit, yeah, you
could have been better.
Sick. No, I've only got like one medical like mom guilt thing that like has traumatized both Cameron and I. And I don't even know what we were trying to administer to Bane because like it was so traumatizing. And we actually don't call the feds on us or
feds. I don't think they're here.
Oh, feds is that no
FBI?
Is that yeah?
Don't call the FBI. They won't come.
Whatever. But I forget what it was. Dang it. But we traumatized the child and traumatized ourselves because we thought we were doing the right thing. Like he needs this. Yeah. It was some sort of medicine. And I don't know if it was like eye drops, something that he didn't like. Like it was very scary because he was quite little. And we forced him to do it. And afterwards, both Cameron and I were like, was that worth it?
What is wrong with us?
Like, what is wrong with us? Like, we are going down. Like, the neighbors probably thought we were like, who knows? The noises coming out of our house. And that actually still sticks with me because I'm like,
Isn't it funny how that will replay in your mind?
totally.
Right. And like he doesn't even remember. He won't care. But that
Or
replaying,
he's blocked it as well.
Oh, he's blocked it. He's like, that was too traumatizing. He'll go
Yeah.
to therapy over something eventually. Like it might as well be that.
Make a list. Yeah.
So anyway, look, mum guilt.
I think we just need to be, not to sound corny, just kinder on ourselves that like we are not perfect. We are humans. There's so many things on our plate. And I know people are rolling their eyes and like, oh, woe is me. But there really is. And we can't be perfect. Like it's
We can
impossible.
try though.
I mean, you can't be perfect like me, but you can. Yeah.
Well, none of us can be perfect like
Anyways.
you, Lindsay.
Let's be nice to each other. Billy.
Thank you for joining us for this latest episode of Wine Chats podcast with Billi and Lyndsey.